Welcome back. I'm Jake. I'm a 25-year-old mountain runner from the UK and I've recently moved to Italy. Last week I raced the Chianti half trail by Utmb, and this week's video is a little race recap and some post-race thoughts. So join me on my Sunday run as I debrief about the race and look forward to the next month of training and what I have coming up. I hope you enjoy. Cool. So, okay, hello. This is the Sunday after Chianti. I did Chianti last Sunday, and today is not the run I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be doing a race in the hills, not far from here. Actually, if I spin the camera around, you can kind of see in the distance where I was supposed to be. Not quite these ones with the snow on, but more of there without the snow on. But this week I came down with a bit of a fever, so I didn't end up doing the race. And so you're joining me on a nice medium long run on the way to meet some friends for a coffee. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to go through how last weekend went and a little bit of looking forward to what I've got coming up. So I'll try and explain a little bit about how it went, the different sort of thoughts that I had during the race and so on. So also this is the last video you'll have to endure background noise. Doesn't feel too windy today, so it should be alright, but Mike is arriving on Wednesday. So on the Saturday I spent the day just chilling out, all the classic things just to try and get the legs ready to go. Try to eat as much as possible, and just chill out really. And I got the train down to Florence in the evening, nice and late, so that I could just basically arrive, eat a big bowl of pasta and go to bed. But up nice and early on the Sunday, I got a lift down from Florence to Chianti, which is where the race was. Picked up my bib from the bib collection and started doing a little warm-up. So we didn't get there with loads of time, so I essentially had about 15 minutes to get a warm-up done and then get to the start line. The way the Utmb races work is everything's done on points. You get points from doing Utmb races, and it then puts you in like a category. Basically the threshold for like what you call elite level, or people who sort of get these perks of getting into races or getting onto the front of start lines, is about 800 usually. It kind of depends what race you're doing, I guess, but I think I clearly don't have enough at the minute. I think I'm on high 700s. So as you can see, I was in a little pen behind. But it makes no difference at all. I just push my way to the front of that one, to be honest. The race goes off. Starts downhill, which is pretty horrible, considering I hadn't really done much of a warm-up as well. Your legs just aren't ready for it at all. Pretty steep downhill on road. Goes out pretty quick. And to be honest, with it being so runnable, my thought process was just kind of, you have to be up there. Because when it's so runnable, you almost get such a mental benefit from having company, being with people that you kind of want to challenge and battle with, as opposed to not having them in sight. It's such a demoralising thing. So in my mind, you're better off sort of maybe burning one too many matches at the start, but having company later on and having that added incentive to sort of keep with people. So a few K into the race, it was very undulated hills, so I spent the first 3 or 4K just battling with a couple of guys. There was Cesare Maestri, who was just out in front, just on a different level, and then there was me, Alberto Venda, and another guy that I didn't think, a guy from Poland, Wasn't quite sure who he was, but he ended up coming 5th, I think. Alberto ended up coming 2nd, I think. So yeah, they definitely pushed on and had really good races. But yeah, about 4k into the race, there was the first sort of sustained downhill, and I kind of slipped on like a slab. It didn't affect like sort of my descent at all, but I just jolted my left ankle, and yeah, I was just a bit tentative after that for a little bit. It felt really weird. I mean, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it just sort of shook me a little bit, and then yeah, they got a bit of a gap of about 15 seconds on that descent, which is just enough to kind of change the dynamic a little bit. If I wanted to get back with them, it's a lot of effort. So yeah, you're in a bit of limbo then. But the limiting factor for me was definitely the hills on the day. I've just not done enough of them. The threshold work on the flat over the winter has been really beneficial for weaknesses that I had before the winter, but my climbing legs have definitely suffered. So yeah, something to work on in the next month. And then yeah, with about a kilometre to go, I noticed someone behind me. I sort of turned around at the bottom of one of the descents, which is just stupid to do. I shouldn't have done it. Noticed someone, and it basically finished with like a really quite steep uphill with a lot of support on it. So you almost feel, you know, it's better because you want to push, but no worse feeling than being at the end of a race and knowing that someone's gaining on you. In my head, I was just praying it was just not one person. Andrea Leah, who is, like 3-time Italian vertical champion, and just super strong on the uphill, a bit of a specialist on the uphill. And yeah, it was him, so not ideal. He ended up getting me on the final stretch in, and you see in the video here that he picked me on the sprint finish at the end. So no problem, it's a fun way to finish the race, but yeah, humbled me on my sprint finish. I think I tried to keep with him for all of about a second. So yeah, in the end, I was fairly happy with the race. So 8th place, it was about a half marathon with 1,000 meters of elevation, and I think the end time was about 1:24, 1 hour 24. I'll put the results on the screen. But yeah, a nice confidence booster for the year, last bit of conditioning, and now I've got some focuses in the near future. So yeah, I'll tell you about that now. Yeah, the first real goal of the year is not far now. On the 1st of May, so 1 month away now, is the selection race for the GB team for the European off-road running champs. Last year I was lucky enough to get my first England vest, and this year it's a real sort of goal. It may be delusional, but it's a real sort of goal to step up and get the GB vest this year. Yeah, so it's an uphill only. It's about 900 meters of climbing in about 9k up Skidder in the Lake District, which is my old back garden. What I'm thinking of doing is essentially just making a bit of a mini series of the training leading up to it, because it's all going to be very specific and I think it might be quite interesting. So yeah, this week after the race, it took a little while for the legs to come around again, which is understandable. So Monday, Tuesday, I just took easy and allowed the legs to sort of come back in their own time. And then Wednesday, I did a nice uphill tempo, just nice and light to get them moving again. Thursday, I took completely off and just went on the elliptical. And then Friday, easy. And then yesterday, I did a nice steady uphill, long effort, about an hour and a half on the treadmill, straight into some Stairmaster, which is going to be a big part of my block leading into this. Obviously living here, it's very flat, so I need something that can stimulate the uphill pretty well, and that's the best thing I've got. And then that leaves us with today, just a nice easy run. So like I say, from next week's video, it'll be more of like a mini series. So yeah, it's really up to you. Like, let me know what parts of the training you want to see. I'll obviously speak a bit more about the end goal, what the race itself is, and how I'm sort of doing the specific training for it. But yeah, just let me know what parts that you actually want to see, what you're interested in. And yeah, nearly done with this run now. This will wrap up the week of training. Rolling back into town now. Gonna end up being about 18, 19k. Meet some others for a coffee, head home, edit this video. If you see this video on Sunday the 29th, then fair play to me, because it's currently Sunday 29th, so I've done well there.
It's a lot of coffee, is it? Or is it like...
Alright, just walking home now. Run done, week done. So looking forward to going into the training again now. Looks like the weather's going to be pretty nice from here. Pretty nice. So yeah, looking forward to the week. And yeah, see you in the next video.